Hello and welcome back to the channel, Cali Legends Media. Now, I've noticed that the situation with Rodney in LA and what happened with those guys from the Crips has turned from the homies coming up on them, banging on them because they were so young. They were too young. Dude's 18 years old. Yeah. Captain Rick Rock mentioned that, these were like older men fighting these kids, per se. Now, I remember when I was 18 years old, I was fighting homeboys coming straight out of Folsom Prison, the old Folsom, and going 3 rounds with them, for various reasons. It is what it is. The homie's still around, and 2 of the homies that he did that time with have since passed. My homeboy Little David and my homeboy Tonito, rest in peace. Anyways, this other homie, he had got out of Folsom. I don't remember what the argument was about. It was at a party, and we ended up getting down 3 rounds, okay? Yeah, I grew up fighting homeboys of all ages and vatos of all ages. Age didn't even matter. That wasn't even a factor in the situation. So these guys got in their neighborhood. One of them claimed about, doing his thing, and that he may or may not have had a blower when the situation jumped off. Whatever the case is, they gangbang. You know what I'm saying? They were open prey. Okay. Now, one thing that's not mentioned is, or nobody's really focusing on, is that the homeboys, and I'm going to say the neighborhood, I haven't up until this point, I'm going to say it because it's all over the internet now. The homeboys from the avenues gave these guys a pass. Let them go. Told them, go ahead, man. Told Rodney, hey, man, you're good. You guys go ahead, do your thing. Rodney in LA explained to them, hey, we're on a different tip right here. We're trying to do something, and ended up one of the guys from the avenues, well, actually it was one of the guys from Azusa. He wanted to do a vlog with Rodney in his neighborhood. Talked about it. They shook hands. Everybody got everything off their chest, and the homies got in their car and they drove off. It was a good ending. The homeboys didn't have to do that. The homeboys could have kicked it off right there, or maybe them little youngsters might have kicked it off right there, But everybody's now it's turning into the big racist situation. Essays don't like blacks. Essays don't like blacks. Sureños don't like blacks. Oh no, only certain Sureños don't like blacks. Hey, look, certain individuals don't like blacks. It ain't a whole bunch of people or anything. It's certain individuals that add up to a lot of people. But it's not like the whole neighborhood don't like blacks. Maybe they have problems with them. Maybe in the past they had their own personal interactions that they didn't like. Maybe they don't like their style. I don't know. I don't know what it is that has the people acting this way. I know when you go to prison, everything's racially separated. Is it racist? I wouldn't call it racist, but it's racially separated and racially controlled. And there's a reason for it. And it helps keep the peace. And it's a good thing. That's a plus no matter how you look at it. Okay? But for station, and it's the same stations. It's the same station that preaches this Mexicans hate blacks, and it's all has something to do with racism. He thinks because he says, oh yeah, well, not those Sureños that don't like black, but the rest of them, fuck your mamas and your sisters and your brothers too, and all of this madness. These guys are the ones that are putting all the seed, putting all the fodder in the out, for this shit to go off. they're the ones that are always mentioning some racist bullshit over any little thing. This was not a racial confrontation. This was gang activity. Okay? Plain and simple. And no, it wasn't territorial. And this, according to the young black dude from the Crips, he said they were in Chinatown. Rodney said they were in Chinatown. They weren't all up in the avenues. Come on, man. You guys are putting out false narratives on top of that. They were in basically neutral territory unless there was some Asian gangs over there that controlled that. But it would have been neutral for Avenue and Crips and any other gang that goes over there, unless they're beefing with those hoods in Chinatown. But right away, man, they pull this racial shit out. Racism had nothing to do with this confrontation. This was just homies happened to cross paths with these dudes, and regardless if they were brown or black or green, yellow, or blue, these homies were out banging, and they were going to find out who was who, and it looked to me that anybody could get some right there, There were different neighborhoods in that car. You know what I mean? Yeah, stop all this racism and it's this and that. That young little black dude, I think his name's Breezy, I'm not sure. Whatever his name is, man, he said before any confrontation, man, I fuck with my Mexicans. With the 155th, with the CVs, meaning the Compton Barrios, that, yeah, he fucks with them. He had a tattoo of this Smurf from a homie from the 155 Compton that was Free Smurf. It was a Mexican dude. He had that on his arm, and he's not from the 155th, So I think racism paid very little to nothing in this whole situation. I don't know why these stations bring it up. They're hate stations, and by pushing all this racism and keeping it up in the forefront, it's never gonna die. It's never gonna die down, Yeah, usually in prison, man, when things jump off, it's not because of a racial situation. It's because somebody did something wrong to somebody else. And, the reason why the whole numbers on both sides go up is it's a power struggle at that point. You're going to flex. You're going to be like, hey, man, you can't mess with my people like that. Or we're going to go off. Blacks are the same way. Whites are the same way. So it's a prison living condition. It's not a all racism and, F this color, F that color. Although there are some individuals from everywhere, even blacks that say, F the whites, F the Mexicans, F this, that, and the other. There are individuals that are sick like that. But this situation, there was no racism in it. Yeah, knock it off, man. You guys got to knock all that off. The more that you keep speaking on this stuff, you're not making nobody aware of shit. All you guys are doing is just stirring the pot, keeping it alive, and putting it in the forefront. It's some sick shit. These youngsters were out doing something. They got checked by another barrio. They claimed their barrio. They claimed their set. Yeah, dude was nervous. He was scared. Maybe maybe there was some people. Supposedly, according to them, there was clappers on the scene. So of course he was nervous. You gotta know what you're doing in the streets, know how to move and maneuver, man, and live for another day. If they felt some sort of way, they knew where those guys were from. They could have went back and did some crazy shit, but I don't even think they were feeling that. Them dudes let them go, told them go ahead, do their thing. The ones that start tripping are all the gang members that have channels. They started tripping and trying to push it, the reason for the gang to feel insulted. And I agree, dude did say F Compton, and that should have been the bell. Speaking barrio-wise, speaking gang politics, You see Breezy, though, he's kicking it in his neighborhood. He did another another video today where he's just kicking it with his little homies, even his older homies, and speaking his mind. Dude's a smart young individual. He's not ignorant, and he spoke well, and he spoke well of the Mexicans and the blacks. There was a comment made by Rick Rock saying, "How can you?" Because the homie said, the Breezy said, "Hey man, I love the homies, man. They're cool, man. I love these Mexican vatos. They're my peoples." Rick Rock feels that that's wrong. That they can't even love each other. They're busy killing each other. How can you love another race before? There, you see what I'm saying? How can you love another race before you love your own race? You're killing your own race, yet you're loving these. No. These guys are going after and fighting with their enemies. Black, brown, white, blue, yellow, green. Whoever did them wrong, whoever hurted them, whoever came for them, whoever took their homie, that's who they're fighting against. Just like the Mexicans. The Mexicans' worst enemies are Mexicans. It's just the way the barrios are. A lot of pride, a lot of ego, all alpha males. You get that. But to say, you got to love blacks before you can love Mexicans, man. Just love people, man, that love you. Show them the same respect. And those that disrespect you and come at you ass backwards and want some, give it to them. That's my philosophy. You be cool with me, I'll be cool with you. You're gonna act a fool, I'll act a fool with you too. Don't think, oh yeah, you're too old. Hey, grandpa, this and that. You know what? Fuck you and your grandpa. You'd be surprised the things that could befall you. But yeah, man, don't take me there, man. I have things to lose and things that matter to me. But don't think for 1 second I'm gonna put up with an ounce of bullshit, man. I'm tired of all of this little chismeadas and shit you guys are coming out with. You guys complain about chismes and everything, but where you at right now? Right there. So knock it off, man. Like, take the video for what it's worth, and either you could learn something or you can't. Take the meat, leave the bone, and move on to the next video. Okay. But I just wanted to make a video, man, denouncing that bullshit. This wasn't a racial. There was nothing mentioned racially or color, skin color, or nothing. This was banging on a city, banging on a gang, So, you got the same people every time. Every time it involves a black man. Oh yeah, you see, man. That's what I'm telling you, man. They hate blacks, this and that. No, I think you guys hate each other. That's what I'm seeing. You guys kill each other more than anybody else goes in there and messes with you guys. I think not only the blacks but the Mexicans. We all got to learn how to get along better with our own kind. And it's not why love another race before you love your own. You got to love yourself first, man. When you could love yourself, then you could spread love around and share that. But as long as you're bitter and feel like the government's persecuting you and the people are persecuting you and everything involving blacks is racism, and man, you guys are sick with that shit, man. It's a disease in your heart, man. Shake it off, man. Do something. There's nothing wrong if you get along with Mexicans better than blacks. Hey, so what? You guys got more Mexicans than you ever had in those black gangs, and there's even blacks in Mexican gangs, man. The only ones that are tripping are the older people from the old generation that's been to the joint, that learned some type of hatred in there. I'm not going to call it racism, but you learn some type of hatred in there towards the people that hurt you, or the people that scared you and made you defend yourself in that manner, because a lot of times, man, you guys, everybody is out there getting that ass out of fear. You don't want to fall, you don't want to get hurt where you can't defend yourself. So you're putting it all out there knowing that the guy that you're combating in prison is out to take your win. So you fight different, you think different, you feel different than a regular fight. So, you learn all this ugliness towards the people, but it's just hate. So the older generation has more hate, and they call it racism. I don't believe it's racism. It's just hate in their own hearts, man. There's so many black people that are cool, man. Do good channels, speak well, educated. People in the neighborhood that are cool. But there's always somebody with an attitude or with their head halfway up their ass that takes away from that. So it's not just like Rick Rod said that black people need to get along with black people before they could love anyone else. No, you got to get along with your people too, and get along with whoever you can. Whoever you can't, well, then you know what you got to do. But yeah, man, that's just spreading some backward shit, man. That ain't spreading no kind of unity, no kind of nothing, man. You hear what these youngsters are talking about, man. They're talking about black and brown, talking about black and brown. That's what you hear it so much now, man. That's what these youngsters are working for, black and brown. All the old generations is like, yeah, fuck these guys. They hate us anyways. Nah, man. I think the hatred's in your own heart. This is my video for today. Yeah, thank you for watching. God bless you and your families. Black, white, brown, blue, all of yous, man. God bless you. God bless your families. Stay safe. Stay free, people. Stay out from behind them bars, because you'll learn this ugliness. You will, man. You're going to come out a different person and with a different attitude, man. Like that little youngster right now, he's only 18 years old, man. He picks up a case, he goes through the joint and everything, and gets some different kind of education, plus getting beefs and stuff. He's going to come out maybe with a little bit harder heart, and that's a shame. So stay free, people. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.